This is the richest black kid in America. What if I told you the richest black kid in America isn't a billionaire yet, but her name already moves industries, shapes culture, and inspires a generation, born into a dynasty built on music power and purpose? Blue Ivy. Carter isn't just living history, she's creating it. From Grammy wins before high school to trademarks securing her future empire, she's redefining what legacy looks like. This isn't just another celebrity story, it's the blueprint of black excellence in motion. So, stay tuned, because today we're diving deep into the life, wealth, and unstoppable rise of Blue Ivy Carter, right here on Legends of Black Excellence. Children of Sean Diddy Combs. From the pulse of Harlem streets to the heights of global fame, Sean Diddy Combs has long embodied the American dream. He is not only a hip-hop icon, but also a business mogul who transformed his creativity into an empire that has touched nearly every corner of entertainment and luxury. Through decades of relentless ambition, Diddy built a fortune once valued near $1 billion, fueled by Bad Boy Records, the Sean John fashion line, and major ventures in premium vodka and tequila. But behind the headlines and boardrooms stands his most personal legacy: his children, each born into a life of extraordinary privilege, promise, and responsibility. The Combs family dynasty includes Quincy Justin Dior, Christian King Chance, Delilah Starr, Jesse James, and baby love Sean. Together, they represent a new generation of black wealth, one rooted not in inheritance alone, but in influence, exposure, and generational ambition. For decades, their father's story has symbolized resilience and reinvention, and now his children are inheriting more than just assets. They are inheriting the blueprint of how to turn vision into power. Each child's journey reflects a unique balance between luxury and legacy, between the weight of fame and the freedom to shape their own path. Justin Dior Combs. Diddy's eldest biological son carved out his own spotlight through academics and athletics, earning a football scholarship to UCLA and later venturing into entrepreneurship and media. Christian King Combs, born to the late Kim Porter, followed his father's musical footsteps, blending old-school hip-hop flair with a modern edge that's gaining traction in the industry. Though their personal fortunes are small compared to the empire they stand to inherit, their independence underscores an important message: they are not just waiting for their father's wealth, they are learning to multiply it. The next generation of Combs' daughters, Chance and twins Delilah Starr and Jesse James, have become fixtures in the public eye. Whether modeling at fashion events, appearing in campaigns, or gracing the pages of luxury magazines, they radiate the elegance and confidence of a lineage raised on style and success. For them, wealth is not only measured in money, but in access to education, to creativity, and to platforms that can redefine how young black women are seen in the worlds of business and fashion. And then there's Love Sean Combs, the youngest of the family, a child born into both controversy and affection. Her arrival marked a new chapter in Diddy's life, symbolizing renewal and continuity. Though she's far too young to understand it now, her future is already secured through the careful financial structures her father built long before recent challenges, a trust designed to protect and grow what she will one day inherit. The story of the Combs children is more than one of wealth. It's a reflection of evolution. From Harlem dreams to Hollywood mansions, their father broke barriers that redefined black entrepreneurship. Now, his children are poised to carry that torch into the next era. Whether through music, media, or their own ventures, they represent something greater than luxury, the promise of enduring black excellence. In that sense, each one of them could embody the spirit of the richest black kid in America, not just for what they own, but for the empire they're destined to continue. True Thompson. From the moment she was born, True Thompson entered a world wrapped in fame, luxury, and legacy. As the daughter of television personality and entrepreneur Khloe Kardashian and NBA athlete Tristan Thompson, she was destined to live a life that most only dream about. Her name, True, became a symbol of authenticity in a family built on fame. Yet behind the viral photos and designer wardrobes lies a deeper story, one about generational wealth, meticulous planning, and a vision of empowerment that stretches far beyond the spotlight. Khloe Kardashian, with an estimated net worth of around $65 million, is more than just a reality TV star. She's a savvy businesswoman whose clothing brand Good American has grown into a multi-million-dollar empire known for body positivity and inclusivity. Tristan Thompson, a professional basketball player who has earned tens of millions throughout his NBA career, brings his own success into the mix. Together, they've ensured that True's future is secure through well-structured trusts and investments. The cornerstones of the Kardashian family's approach to financial legacy. From birth, True was not just given comfort, she was given protection, stability, and ownership. True's world is one of unimaginable privilege, but also of careful curation. Her mother, known for her discipline and hands-on parenting, has worked to balance fame with normalcy. Whether it's birthday parties that resemble storybook wonderlands or private jet trips for family getaways, every experience in True's young life reflects both wealth and intention. Still beyond the glittering surface, there's strategy, each investment appearance and decision aligned with long-term growth. The Kardashians have mastered the art of turning public attention into generational power, and True stands at the center of that inheritance. What makes True Thompson's story unique is that she represents a blend of celebrity and culture at a crossroads. As a young black girl growing up in one of America's most visible families, she embodies diversity, modern motherhood, and the evolution of fame itself. She is growing up surrounded by icons who've transformed social media into a global business model. By the time she reaches adulthood, True will likely inherit a financial structure that's already worth several million dollars, not through publicity, but through intentional management, smart branding, and investments that quietly grow behind the scenes. The Kardashian tradition of trust funds is well documented. Assets are diversified across stocks, real estate, and brand partnerships, all carefully designed to mature by the time the next generation comes of age. True's portfolio may include shares in her mother's company's long-term bonds or equity in family holdings. These aren't mere gifts, they are tools for independence. It's wealth engineered not just to sustain, but to expand, turning celebrity capital into something far more enduring. As the world watches her grow, True Thompson stands as a quiet yet powerful symbol of how modern dynasties are built. She doesn't need to chase fame. She was born into influence. And while her fortune might be measured in millions, her real inheritance is the understanding of how to sustain it through ownership, vision, and self-worth. In a generation where wealth is no longer just about money, True Thompson may one day represent what it truly means to be the richest black kid in America, not because of her last name, but because of what she'll learn to build with it. Michaela Ulmer, Me and the Bees Lemonade. At an age when most children are still learning to spell their names, Michaela Ulmer was already building a business. Her journey began with a sting, literally. At just 4 years old, she was stung by 2 bees in 1 week. What could have sparked fear instead awakened curiosity. She began reading about bees, discovering how vital they are to our ecosystem and how dangerously endangered they'd become. Around that same time, her great-grandmother Helen sent her a 1940s cookbook with a special recipe for flaxseed lemonade. Michaela saw an opportunity to blend sweetness with purpose, and Me and the Bees. Lemonade was born. What started as a small lemonade stand outside her Texas home grew into one of the most inspiring youth-led companies in America. By age 9, Michaela had taken her product to local fairs and farmers markets, where her story, part entrepreneurial brilliance, part environmental mission, quickly captured hearts. Her big break came when she appeared on Shark Tank, charming the investors and securing a $60,000 deal with FUBU founder Damon John. That moment didn't just give her capital, it gave her credibility, launching her brand into the national spotlight. Within a few years, Me and the Bees Lemonade had gone from a homemade recipe to a national product line. Mikhaila's business struck gold when Whole Foods agreed to carry her drinks on store shelves. The partnership expanded rapidly, first across Texas, then to hundreds of stores across the country. Today, her lemonade is sold in more than 1,500 retail locations, including giants like H-E-B, Target, and Costco. Each bottle carries her signature message, "Buy a bottle, save a bee." Part of every sale goes to organizations that support bee conservation and environmental education. As of 2025, Mikhaila's estimated net worth is in the low millions, an impressive figure for someone still in her teens. But numbers tell only a fraction of her story. Her company's success is about more than profit. It's about creating a sustainable model for youth entrepreneurship. She has been recognized by Forbes as 30 Under 30, invited to speak at major conferences, and even met with former President Barack Obama, who praised her innovation and courage. Mikhaila's confidence, poise, and vision have made her not just a business owner, but a symbol of possibility for young Black girls everywhere. What makes Mikhaila's story so powerful is how naturally it intertwines business with purpose. Her product is simple lemonade, but her mission is transformative, to remind people that doing good and doing well can coexist. Every bottle sold isn't just a drink. It's a statement of values about sustainability, empowerment, and legacy. She has shown that entrepreneurship doesn't have to wait for adulthood. It begins with curiosity, courage, and compassion. In the conversation about the richest Black kid in America, Mikhaila Ulmer stands out not because she inherited her wealth, but because she created it. Her fortune flows from innovation, empathy, and dedication. She turned pain into purpose and built a company that continues to inspire millions. In a generation shaped by influencers and instant fame, Mikhaila represents something rarer, a young mogul whose success was earned drop by drop, one bee, one bottle, one dream at a time. Children of Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. When two worlds of brilliance collide, the result is more than love. It's legacy. The union of Rihanna and A$AP Rocky has given rise to one of the most talked about modern families in entertainment. Their two sons, Arza Athelston Mayers and Riot Rose Mayers, were born into a story that blends music, fashion, and empire building. While most toddlers are just learning to walk, these two are already heirs to one of the most powerful dynasties in global pop culture. Rihanna, the self-made billionaire from Barbados, has built an empire that stretches far beyond her chart-topping hits. With a net worth estimated at around $1.4 billion as of 2025, her wealth comes primarily from her groundbreaking companies, Fenty Beauty and Savage X Fenty. Both brands redefine the meaning of inclusivity and diversity in the beauty and fashion industries, making her one of the most influential businesswomen of her generation. She didn't just create products, she created movements. Every lipstick shade, every lingerie campaign carries her message that everyone deserves to be seen. A$AP Rocky-born Rakim Mayers in Harlem carved his own place in cultural history through music and fashion. With an estimated fortune of $20 million, he's not just a rapper, but a style icon and creative visionary. His partnerships with luxury fashion houses and streetwear brands have made him a bridge between high art and urban authenticity. Together, Rihanna and Rocky form a power couple with a combined net worth exceeding $1.42 billion, a number that continues to grow as their influence expands. Their children Arza and Riot are inheriting far more than wealth. They're inheriting a philosophy, one built on artistry, authenticity, and ownership. From the moment they were born, their futures were secured through trust funds, investments, and intellectual property protections. But beyond the financial safeguards lies something more valuable, the example of two parents who turned creativity into capital. In a world still redefining the idea of generational wealth for Black families, Rihanna and Rocky have built a blueprint for sustainable influence. Arza, the elder son, named after the legendary Wu-Tang Clan producer, already carries a name rooted in musical history and empowerment. His younger brother, Riot Rose, arrived as the family's newest symbol of joy and continuation, his very name evoking the mix of rebellion and beauty that defines his parents' brand. Their childhoods are being shaped not just by fame, but by intention. They are growing up in an environment where business meetings and studio sessions coexist with bedtime stories where their mother's elegance meets their father's edge. The story of Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's children isn't simply one of luxury, it's one of representation. Their sons embody the future of global Black excellence, standing at the crossroads of heritage and innovation. If the phrase, "the richest Black kid in America," once described wealth in dollars, its meaning has evolved. For Arza and Riot, richness is measured in influence culture and the legacy of two parents who changed the world through art. Their inheritance is not only financial, it's historical, and in that they are already among the richest of their generation. Marsai Martin. When most children dream of being on television, Marsai Martin dreamed of running it. From the moment she appeared as Diane Johnson on the hit sitcom Blackish, the world knew she wasn't just another young actress. She was a prodigy in the making. Marsai didn't simply play a role, she built one. Her sharp wit, maturity, and effortless humor made her a fan favorite, but it was her vision behind the scenes that would transform her into one of the most powerful young figures in Hollywood. Born in 2004 in Plano, Texas, Marsai began acting at 5 years old. Her big break came in 2014 when she joined the cast of Blackish, a show that became a cultural phenomenon. While most child stars stop there, Marsai saw a bigger picture. By the time she was 10, she had pitched her own movie idea Little to Universal Pictures. Not only did she star in it, but she also executive produced it. In 2019, at just 14 years old, she made history as the youngest executive producer in Hollywood. The film grossed over $50 million worldwide, proving that Marsai wasn't just talented, she was a strategist, a creative force, and a visionary. Her achievement didn't end with Little. Marsai went on to launch her own production company, Genius Productions, a name that perfectly fits her ambition. Through it, she has signed a first-look deal with Universal, ensuring she continues to develop and produce original projects that highlight diverse voices. Her goal is clear: to tell stories that uplift and expand representation for young Black women in film and television. It's not about fame anymore, it's about impact. And at such a young age, she's already influencing the industry from the inside out. As of 2025, Marsai Martin's estimated net worth stands around $5 million, built entirely from her acting, producing, and brand collaborations. But her value cannot be measured in money alone. She has become a symbol of what happens when creativity meets opportunity, when a young Black girl is given the space to lead and does so fearlessly. Her company's motto, creating content for all ages across all genres, reflects her refusal to be boxed in by stereotypes. She's already working on new projects that explore themes of identity, empowerment, and family through the lens of humor and humanity. Marsai's story challenges the traditional idea of what it means to be rich. For her wealth comes in the form of ownership, owning her ideas, her company, and her future. In an industry that has historically limited young Black creators, she's built her own table, rather than waiting for a seat at someone else's. Her awards, accolades, and milestones are more than trophies. They're blueprints for the next generation of creators who dare to take control of their narratives. When people ask who might be the richest Black kid in America, Marsai Martin belongs in that conversation. Not just for what she's earned, but for what she's created. She's redefining power before adulthood, rewriting the rules of entertainment, and proving that genius knows no age. In Marsai's world, success isn't inherited, it's imagined, produced, and owned. And that might be the richest legacy of all. Stormy Webster. When Stormy Webster was born in February 2018, the world already knew her name. As the daughter of Kylie Jenner, one of the most influential entrepreneurs of her generation, and global rap superstar Travis Scott, Stormy entered the world not just as a child, but as an heir to modern pop culture. Her arrival symbolized the merging of two empires, one built on beauty and branding, the other on music and artistry. And while she may not yet understand it, Stormy is already positioned to inherit a fortune that places her among the wealthiest children in America. Kylie Jenner, with an estimated net worth of around $700 million as of 2025, built her success from the ground up. Her company, Kylie Cosmetics, transformed the beauty industry by turning social media influence into a billion-dollar brand. Through strategic ownership, smart licensing, and powerful marketing, she became one of the youngest self-made business moguls in history. Travis Scott, meanwhile, has crafted his own empire blending music, fashion, and brand collaborations with companies like Nike, Dior, and McDonald's. His influence extends beyond the charts into the world of design and culture, earning him an estimated net worth of over $80 million. Together, Kylie and Travis form a financial powerhouse. Yet what's remarkable about Stormy's story isn't just the numbers, it's the intention behind them. From the day she was born, Kylie established a trust fund and investment portfolio in her daughter's name. The goal wasn't only to preserve wealth, but to teach responsibility and legacy. Stormy's future is already supported by diversified assets, real estate equities, and holdings in her mother's companies, all managed by professionals who ensure her fortune will continue to grow quietly over time. Beyond the balance sheets, Stormy has already become a cultural phenomenon. Her appearances on Kylie's social media have captivated millions of followers worldwide. Fans have watched her celebrate birthdays that look like full-blown festivals, attend fashion shows, and travel across the globe in private jets. But behind every viral moment is a family narrative built on hard work, business acumen, and strategic branding. Stormy doesn't just represent luxury, she represents the evolution of generational wealth in the era of digital influence. Despite being just a child, Stormy's image carries real economic power. Brands featuring her likeness or name experience immediate engagement boosts, showing that even at her age, she is a marketing force. As she grows older, her parents' empire provides her the unique opportunity to choose whether to pursue business, fashion, or philanthropy. What's certain is that she will have both the tools and the mentorship to succeed in any field she steps into. In the conversation about the richest black kid in America, Stormy Webster stands as a fascinating case of inherited innovation. She didn't just inherit wealth, she inherited vision, a modern understanding of how influence translates into legacy. Her parents redefined the meaning of fame and ownership for a new generation, and Stormy is their living continuation. In her small hands lies the future of a billion-dollar lineage, one that reflects not just luxury, but the limitless possibility of what wealth can become when built on creativity, culture, and care. Aman Tyler Perry. When your father is one of the most powerful men in entertainment, your inheritance is more than wealth, it's destiny. Aman Tyler Perry, the only son of filmmaker, writer, and billionaire entrepreneur, Tyler Perry was born into a life shaped by storytelling, empire building, and faith. Though still a child, Aman's name is already tied to one of the most extraordinary success stories in American history, a legacy born from poverty, persistence, and purpose. Tyler Perry's rise is nothing short of legendary. Once homeless and struggling to get his plays noticed, he built an empire through unwavering determination and creative control. Today, his net worth is estimated at around $1.4 billion, making him one of the richest entertainers in the world. He achieved this not by luck, but by ownership, owning every script, every character, and every frame of his work. From the Medea franchise, which grossed more than $660 million, to his massive production hub in Atlanta, Tyler Perry Studios, the foundation of his fortune is entirely self-made. Aman's life represents the next chapter of that story. As the heir to Perry's creative and financial empire, he is positioned to inherit far more than a trust fund. His father's studio spans 330 acres, larger than Warner Bros. Disney and Paramount's lots combined. Within its gates are sound stages, offices, and even a replica White House, a physical monument to black ownership and perseverance. Tyler has spoken openly about his motivation. "Everything I've built is for my son." For Aman, that means not just inheriting an empire, but the responsibility to sustain its purpose. Raised outside of Hollywood's chaos, Aman is being taught values that mirror the lessons his father learned through hardship. Perry has been intentional about shielding his son from public exposure, wanting him to experience childhood away from the constant glare of fame. This balance between privacy and power reflects Perry's commitment to raising a grounded young man who will one day have the tools to lead with integrity. Behind closed doors, Aman is already surrounded by lessons in creativity, business, and compassion, the same traits that built a billion-dollar empire from nothing. What sets this story apart is the nature of the inheritance itself. Unlike many celebrity children whose fortunes rest on brand deals or royalties, Aman's future wealth is backed by tangible assets. A studio complex that generates millions annually, a content library with enduring value, and stakes in streaming ventures like BET+. His father's legacy isn't just entertainment, it's infrastructure. Aman will inherit an institution that empowers thousands of creatives and anchors Atlanta's position as a global film capital. In the conversation about the richest black kid in America, Aman Tyler Perry represents something deeper than monetary privilege. His future wealth is measured not only in billions, but in meaning. He will one day carry forward a legacy that changed how black stories are told and who gets to tell them. For Tyler Perry, success was about creating ownership where none existed. For Aman, it will be about preserving and expanding that vision for generations to come. In a world obsessed with fame and fortune, he stands as the quiet heir to an empire built on faith, family, and the unbreakable power of perseverance. Children of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. When two of the most influential figures in modern pop culture come together, their children are destined to inherit more than just fame. They inherit a legacy that redefines power itself. The four children of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, North, St. Chicago, and Psalm West, were born into one of the most extraordinary family empires in the world. Each child represents a blend of their parents' unmatched creativity, influence, and ambition, making them heirs to a fortune and a cultural dynasty unlike any other. Kim Kardashian has transformed from reality television star to global business mogul. With a net worth estimated around $1.7 billion as of 2025, her success stems from her shapewear brand Skims, which was valued at $4 billion in 2023, alongside ventures in beauty, fragrance, and media. She built her empire through strategy and reinvention, mastering the art of turning attention into equity. Her ex-husband, Kanye West, or Ye, is equally monumental in his impact. Once celebrated as one of the greatest music producers and rappers of his generation, he also became a fashion visionary through his Yeezy brand. Despite fluctuations in his net worth following the end of his Adidas partnership, estimates in 2025 still place his fortune around $400 million. Together, their children stand at the intersection of artistry, entrepreneurship, and generational wealth. At the forefront is North West, born in 2013, who has already begun shaping her own public identity. Known for her bold personality, sense of style, and emerging creative flair, North has performed on stage with her father and appeared in Skims campaigns alongside her mother. Her confidence mirrors the best of both worlds, her mother's business mind and her father's unapologetic artistic spirit. She's been dubbed a mini fashion icon, walking runways and attending high-profile events before the age of 10. St. Chicago and Psalm may be younger, but their lives are equally defined by opportunity and intention. Each child reportedly has their own trust fund and financial protections in place, a hallmark of the Kardashian-West legacy. Beyond the material wealth, they are growing up surrounded by empire builders and creative pioneers. Whether through their mother's disciplined work ethic or their father's visionary genius, they are immersed in a world where innovation and expression are everyday values. The Kardashian and West families have redefined the meaning of legacy in the modern era. Their children's inheritance goes far beyond material luxury. It includes access to global influence, ownership stakes, and the freedom to create. They will likely hold shares in their parents' companies and intellectual properties, giving them financial independence from an early age. But what makes their story compelling is not the numbers. It's the narrative. These children are being raised to understand that wealth without purpose is hollow and that creativity, when nurtured, becomes its own currency. In discussions about the richest black kid in America, the West siblings collectively stand among the most prominent examples of generational black excellence in modern media. Their lives are a bridge between culture and commerce, artistry and legacy. They represent the future of wealth not merely measured in dollars, but in the power to influence, inspire, and innovate. As they grow, the world will be watching not just their fortunes, but the stories they choose to tell with them. Children of Beyoncé and Jay-Z. When your parents are Beyoncé and Jay-Z, your cradle isn't just surrounded by love, it's surrounded by legacy. The Carter children. Blue Ivy, Rumi, and Sir were born into a dynasty that transcends fame, wealth, and even music itself. Their names carry weight not because of celebrity, but because they are living symbols of what black excellence can become when art, business, and purpose align perfectly. Together, they represent the future of one of the most influential families on Earth. Beyoncé Knowles Carter, with a net worth of approximately $780 million as of 2025, has redefined the meaning of performance and power. From Dangerously in Love to Renaissance, she built a brand that merges artistry with ownership. Beyond her record-shattering tours and iconic performances, she has become a master strategist, building ventures in fashion, film, and fragrance, and controlling her creative output through Parkwood Entertainment. Her husband, Sean Jay-Z Carter, is a business visionary with an estimated $2.5 billion fortune derived from music streaming, liquor brands, art investments, and real estate. Together, they form a partnership that's not just romantic, it's generational architecture. Their combined wealth of over $3.2 billion means their children are among the most financially secure in the world. But the Carter's story isn't simply about inheritance, it's about impact. Blue Ivy Carter, born in 2012, is already making history in her own right. At 9, she became one of the youngest Grammy winners ever for her contribution to Brown Skin Girl, a song that celebrates the beauty of black identity. She's appeared in music videos, narrated audiobooks, and even performed alongside her mother on the Renaissance World Tour. Each public moment reflects not just privilege, but purpose. A carefully guided introduction to leadership through creativity. Her younger siblings, Rumi and Sir, born in 2017, are still largely shielded from the public eye, but their names already echo through pop culture. They are growing up in an environment filled with art, music, and business and education few classrooms could ever match. Their parents' properties include a $200 million Malibu mansion, an expansive art collection, and multiple companies, all of which form part of the family's trust structure. These are not mere possessions. They are the foundations of generational wealth designed to sustain their children's futures long after the spotlight fades. The Carter legacy is built on ownership of art, of narrative, and of identity. Both Beyoncé and Jay-Z have spent their careers proving that creative expression and financial empowerment can coexist. They've used their platforms to amplify social causes, champion entrepreneurship, and celebrate black success. For their children, this inheritance is not just financial, it's ideological. It's the understanding that power is not given. It's built, protected, and shared. When people ask who might be the richest black kid in America, the Carter children naturally enter the conversation. Yet their story is deeper than the numbers. They are being raised inside a fortress of creativity and purpose, with parents who have turned influence into infrastructure. In Blue Ivy, Rumi, and Sir, the next generation of the Carter legacy is already unfolding, one not defined by opulence, but by ownership, artistry, and the unshakable pride of a family that built its empire brick by brick, beat by beat. Blue Ivy Carter. When the world first heard the name Blue Ivy Carter, it wasn't just the birth of a child, it was the continuation of a cultural dynasty. As the firstborn of Beyoncé and Jay-Z, Blue Ivy entered the world already surrounded by superstardom, expectation, and history. But over the years, she has transformed from the daughter of icons into a young icon in her own right, one who represents the future of Black excellence, artistry, and influence. If there were ever a contender for the richest Black kid in America, Blue Ivy's name would sit confidently at the top. Born in January 2012, Blue Ivy came into a world where her parents' combined empire worth an estimated $3.2 billion as of 2025 was already reshaping the entertainment industry. Her mother Beyoncé built her $780 million fortune through decades of artistry and business innovation, from chart-topping albums to Parkwood Entertainment and her groundbreaking Renaissance World Tour. Her father Jay-Z commands a staggering $2.5 billion fortune through music art, luxury liquor brands, and investments in streaming services like Tidal. Together, they've created not just wealth, but an infrastructure, a generational ecosystem of ownership and creativity. From her earliest days, Blue Ivy's parents made deliberate choices to ensure her independence and control over her own image. Her name was trademarked shortly after her birth, protecting her identity and opening doors for potential future ventures in fashion, entertainment, or cosmetics. It was a move not of vanity, but of foresight, the kind of strategic planning that defines the Carter legacy. While other children inherit money, Blue Ivy inherits a brand already known around the world. At just 8 years old, she made history by winning a Grammy Award for her role in Beyoncé's Brown Skin Girl, becoming one of the youngest Grammy winners ever. She's also received BET and NAACP Image Awards achievements that speak to more than talent. They speak to purpose. Every appearance, from her graceful presence at award shows to her poised performances alongside her mother on the Renaissance Tour, reveals a young girl raised with intention. She carries herself with the quiet confidence of someone who understands both the magnitude of her lineage and the weight of representation. Behind the glamour lies education and grounding. Blue Ivy is known to attend one of Los Angeles's top private schools, where her parents emphasize balance, a strong academic foundation, alongside exposure to the arts and business. While the details of her personal finances remain private, it's widely understood that she benefits from substantial trust funds and equity stakes in her parents' companies designed to grow over time. Her net worth is not merely inherited, it's being built piece by piece through creative credits, royalties, and ownership. In every sense, Blue Ivy Carter is more than a celebrity child. She is a symbol of generational evolution. She stands at the intersection of legacy and innovation, proof that wealth can be both earned and inherited when built on vision, discipline, and artistry. Her life reminds the world that the richest kid in America isn't just the one with the largest bank account, it's the one with the greatest purpose. And for Blue Ivy, that purpose is already shining as brightly as her name. In the end, the story of Blue Ivy Carter isn't just about luxury, it's about legacy. She stands as living proof that generational wealth can coexist with creativity, purpose, and pride. As the daughter of icons who turned art into empire, she embodies the next chapter of Black excellence, confident, visionary, and unshakably her own. Whether you see her as the richest Black kid in America or the most promising, one thing is undeniable: her journey has only just begun. But what do you think is wealth measured in money or in meaning? Let's talk about it here on Legends of Black Excellence.